call 3 of our Earl's Vision and Goals. Um, Sorry, one sec. Okay, yeah. Yeah, welcome to call 3, Earl's Vision and Goals. So we're 3/4 of the way through, I guess, and we're coming up, and I hope everyone's been enjoying the process and the journey, and you guys would have just finished your I Goal You interviews, the interview questions and the interview process, which for lots of us, I know, I've heard it's been on some of my previous calls already, it's been probably the best experience that they've gotten out of the program so far, and some people actually, it made them feel uncomfortable getting to really talk to people who love and know them very well, and kind of getting insight that they didn't really see about themselves or know that they this is how they occurred for others. So it's a very insightful program, and the best part of doing these interviews is that you'll find growth in seeking out and understanding how people really perceive you and how you occur for others. So just to get going into it, today's call is going to be probably, it's light, it's fun. We're just going to talk about the interview process. We're going to talk a little bit about what writing our vision looks like, what writing our goals look like. So like any other call, I'll probably do about 10-minute preamble, and then we'll open it up for you guys to share. And all we're going to be sharing today is kind of what we went through the last couple of weeks and how we enjoyed the interviews and kind of what we learned and took from them. So it's going to be an easy call. It'll be a fun call. There's only 4 of you on, so we probably won't go the full hour and a half. So if you're working, we'll get you out in time, hopefully. And if not, you get to enjoy your day off. So yeah, the interview process. What we need to recognize is that people say things to you or about you for a reason. And while it can kind of be easy, or it's kind of human nature to dismiss anything we don't feel to be relevant or not seen to be complimentary, or that was complimentary and might have made us feel uncomfortable. But what we need to understand is what they're saying and use this to create a kind of our desired futures. These people know us very well. They love us. They understand who we are, how we show up. So when they let us know what our strengths are, let's use those to our advantage. Let's use those for our relationships. When they tell us what we do well, let's make sure we continue to do that well and emphasize that. What do we need to continue doing? How can we continue to show up a certain way? And then it's kind of the opposite. Maybe we didn't know we lost power in certain situations. Now we can really reflect on that and understand how we can get above that and beat that. So, and seeking this feedback can be extremely validating, and you need to be able to take the upgrade. And these people probably see us in a higher level, Suzanne mentioned, and they see us, they put us on a pedestal, and they really reinforce kind of what we do well. So, and when feedback reinforces about what you know and who you are and how you show up for others, we can further deliver these strengths. So when, like for example, if you saw yourself as organized and analytical and others confirm this, now we can like truly own that. Use it in your relationship. Use it to empower others. Use it to teach others. So it's very, very important that we take these upgrades. And we're about to write our visions, and we're about to write some goals, and we want to make sure it's from a place of possibility and above the line, and where we're seeing ourselves as our best self, because people will see us on a higher kind of level than we see ourselves. So let's make sure we take those upgrades. Let's make sure we write our visions and our goals from that place. And this interview process, I believe, is something that you should continue to try. Always seeing yourself as others see you throughout your life. Shouldn't be a one-off exercise. It should be something that and will benefit you for all of time in all of your relationships. And it's essentially you remain alert and willing to see yourself reflected in others and how they see around you. So that's kind of the importance of the interviews. I hope you really enjoyed them, and I hope you guys all got some amazing things out of them. So, but we need to just make sure now we use them to understand who we are, how we occur for others, and what strengths we bring. And now we'll be able to write these visions from a place above the line. So. Now for the vision. For lots of us, this is probably, I know I heard lots of this is like, holy shit. I've never pictured myself 10 years down the future. So this is probably going to be scary for some of us, and that's okay. But the reality is that if you don't develop your own vision, you'll allow other people and other circumstances to really direct the course of your life. And I want you to know when writing this, don't expect a clear and well-written, defined vision overnight. It's going to be a process. It's going to be a process over the next couple of weeks and continue on over that. But make sure you're envisioning your life and determining the course you will follow requires time and reflection. And your best vision is going to come kind of from your dreams, hopes, and aspirations. And this vision will hopefully resonate with your values, and it will generate energy and enthusiasm to help strengthen your commitment to explore the possibilities of your life. So Like I said, it's going to be a journey. You're going to need to ask yourself, what do you want out of life? And the question really sounds simple, but it's often the most difficult to answer. Allowing yourself to explore your deepest desires can be very frightening. I know lots of us have trouble planning next week, next month, next year, let alone 10 years. Um, but again, it's important to remind yourself that a life of fulfillment does not usually happen by chance. It happens by design, and that's the whole point of this process. So, when writing these visions, we want to make sure we're going to consider every single aspect of our life, personal, professional, tangible, intangible. Contemplate all the important areas. Think about your family, think about your friends, your career and success. You want to think about the health and quality of the life that you want to live, your personal growth. And then always we need to remember about fun and happiness and enjoyment. Um, so I've written mine a couple times and I've taught this a couple times. So now some insight that might help you guide you when writing this or get the process rolling. We want to, first things, remember to ask why you want certain things in life. And making sure it's for the right reasons, coming from a place above the line. We want to think about what you want, not focusing on what you don't want. So that's using the power of knowing what you want, exercise in this. Make sure you give yourself the permission to dream. Go outside the box. Go big. Get really creative. Consider ideas that you never thought possible. And then focus on your wishes, not what others expect of you. Focus on what you really want, not what others or what you think others. You should see yourself that way. Um, so that hopefully helps get the ball rolling. And then some questions started when you're starting your exploration of your vision. What matters to you in life? Not what should matter, but what does matter. What would you like to have more of in your life? One thing, like I suggested, make sure you set aside money for the moment. What do you want in your career? And then don't focus on the money aspect. What do you want in fulfillment and where you want to go? And focus on your passions and dreams. Think about what will or what's going to bring you more joy and happiness into your life. What do you want your relationships to be like with family, friends, your significant other? What are your values? What issues? What do you care about most? Think about things you want to accomplish in life, and then also think about the legacy you want to leave behind. So um, that's kind of hopefully helps kind of dictate where these visions need to go. But this vision is going to be something that will take some time and some reflection. And you're going to have to write it, rewrite it, start over, try again, edit it, erase it, rewrite it, until it's absolutely perfect and brings you like joy and excitement when reading it out loud. So, and then from the vision, you can work backwards and create goals which will help you achieve the chosen future. And Suzanne talked about these goals being first person, present tense, with an affirmative by when. And these goals, the power of writing goals is that it'll force you to clarify what you really want. It'll enable you to see and celebrate your progress. It'll motivate you to take action, and it'll provide a filter for other opportunities. And I just want to, I read a study, and I just want to share that with you about the power of writing goals. So, the study was conducted in 1979 by the Harvard MBA program, where graduate students were asked, "Have you set clear written goals for your future and made plans to accomplish them?" The results: only 3% had written goals and plans. 13% had goals, but they weren't in writing, and 84% of those graduates had no goals at all. So 10 years later, they did the same, interviewed the same group, and the results were like mind-blowing. So that 13% who had goals but did not write them down, they were earning, I believe it was twice the amount of the 84% who had no goals at all, and that 3% who had written goals and had plans to accomplish them were earning on average 10 times as much as the 97% of that class combined. So just like astonishing, like mind-blowing. So there's great power in writing goals. There's great insight in writing goals, and I'm hoping you guys see that like relevance of writing this process. So that's kind of my preamble. So now, like I said, I just want to open it up. We're just going to share kind of about the interview process, kind of what you took from it, how you maybe there's some stuff that caught you off guard or that you didn't realize about yourself or whatever it may be. I just want to hear about the process. Share who you kind of spoke to, the insight you got, what they got from it and stuff. So, like always, whoever wants to start us off can. I'm not going to call on anyone, but go. Looks like we lost.
Okay, I
Awesome.
can go first.
Awesome.
Um,
So, how was the process?
it was weird.
Yeah, right? See, some people love it, some people think it's weird, some people hate it.
Yeah, I don't like talking about myself that much.
I'm the same way.
So it was weird.
Yeah.
Um, and I felt like awkward, like asking people questions where it was like, oh, like let's have a conversation about me, because I felt like
Hmm.
I was like, oh, like this feels really self-centered. Um, but it was good. I don't think anyone said anything that like super surprised me and came out of left field. Like I feel like it's all feedback I've sort of gotten before. Um, but it was kind of cool to get it like in the order of the questions, like all at the same time, kind of
Yeah.
thing. Um, yeah,
Who did you interview?
I did both my parents,
Nice.
and then I did my godmother, and then I did my two best friends.
Oh, awesome. So people always see you in different lights and different situations.
Yeah. Um, so yeah, like I think that my friends more understood like what the interview process was kind of entailing. Like they both sort of like one of them, she's been going through like a lot of stuff, so she's been doing like a lot of like reflect like self-reflection and stuff, so she sort of understood like what the process of the interview was and why we were doing it. So she was like really good to get feedback from. And then my other friend is doing like sort of a similar thing with her work because she works for Canadian Tire and they're doing sort of a similar program sort of thing, I guess. So she
Awesome.
sort of understood. Um, then the adults that I talked to, or like more adulty than me, I guess, were kind of like, I don't understand these questions. These questions are really weird. I like, I don't know. They just got like my mom got really stressed out that she was doing it wrong.
Oh,
Um,
really?
yeah. So I don't know. And my dad was like, I don't understand. Like, why? Like, what do you mean when you lose power? Like, lose power how? And I was like, well, like, I don't know.
Yeah.
So yeah. But I don't know. It was weird.
Who was your best interview, you think?
Probably my friend. I actually had to do it over the phone with her because she lives in Toronto. Um,
Okay.
but she's the one who works for Canadian Tire.
Right.
And yeah, like I found her feedback was like really helpful and like interesting. Um,
Do you want to share some more specifics of that helpful, like
yes. Let me
feedback that
just
you got?
open up the interview.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Okay. So like I think that like one of the things that she said, like she saw me losing power, like one of the places she saw me losing power was sort of like I don't know, like it was like interesting to me because she was talking about how she's like you like to be in control and you like to be able to like help people you care about. And she was like saying like one of the like what she thinks is like one of my greatest strengths and one of the things that is like most like she most appreciates about me was the fact that I was loyal and that I would like go out on a limb for the people I care about and stuff. But she was talking about how like my mare had a foal last spring and she ended up being like she's quite premature and she ended up dying, and she's
Mm.
like when you're in a situation like that, she's like you kind of go a little bit crazy, and she's like and one of the things I find frustrating about you is that when you go like into that place where you're losing power, and like she basically completely described like exactly what happens when I go below the line. She's like you completely withdraw, like it's impossible to get in touch with you, like I can't like help you as your friend and stuff. And so like it was like interesting because like she's like basically for her she sees a direct correlation between me losing control and power in a situation and me just like plummeting below the line. So like I thought that feedback was like really like good to have because like I've been like trying to sort of figure out where like when I go below the line and like what sort of triggers that most. And for her, like it was just like blatantly me losing power and not being able to control a situation and help.
That's awesome insight.
So yeah. So like I'd
So
say like that was
hearing that, did that catch you off guard and make you uncomfortable? Did you kind of knew that already?
well like I think I sort of no, I don't think I knew that. Like that was like one of the things that like I actually did sort of not see coming. Like I was kind of like that. Like now that she says that, I'm like, oh yeah, that totally makes sense. That's absolutely what happens. Like I totally agree with you. But like when before she said it, I was kind of like it would never have occurred to me that that was like such a trigger for me. So yeah,
Well,
so
that's
I thought that was really cool.
great feedback.
Yeah.
And how is that? How do you think that's going to show up differently now? Have you reflected on it, or you haven't just kind of got to the interview and haven't really reflected yet, or have you?
Well, I think that like it kind of goes into what she found challenging about me, and like I kind of got this consistently over and over again is like once you've withdrawn, you like are like it's like impossible to get in touch with you, and you have to like decide to come out of it. And so I think like that's something I have to be more aware of because I think that for me, once I like, because I'm a generally upbeat person, I'm generally fairly open and easygoing with people. And I think that for me, like as soon as I go below the line, in order to protect myself, I kind of withdraw from everyone, and I'm like, there's nobody I can help, like who can help me right now, right? And so I think that that's something I really need to be aware of, and
Hmm.
like I need to be like more open to people being there for me when things are difficult.
Good. It's really good. And what about your? I kind of want to hear about your parents because I know last call we kind of talked about them a little bit, and they have extremely kind of high expectations of you. So what were some of the things they feedback they gave you?
Um, Well, okay, so like I said, they kind of were confused by all the questions. So it was like it was good, but it was kind of like my mom, like I said, she got like really stressed out that she was doing it wrong, and she was just like I just have so many thoughts and feelings, and I just don't know how to articulate them. So yeah, I don't know. Like I think that it was like it was like nice to hear that they kind of just like want me to be successful and to like achieve sort of what I want to achieve um and like even like my dad like he really doesn't understand the horse thing and he like really like he's just kind of like I don't know what you're doing, like I don't really understand that world and stuff. And like it was like nice to hear like he was I was like asking like because I asked like what was one thing you wish for me in the next 3 years, and he was like, I'd like to see you jump at Spruce Meadows because like I know that's super important to you. So it was like nice for me to like kind of get that like he like for him to like even like acknowledge that he like knows what Spruce Meadows is and he like knows that that's something that I'm like striving for was like nice.
That's very cool because now you know at least you have their support.
Yeah, yeah.
Awesome.
So,
Anything else from the interview process that you took?
um, no, I don't know.
No, that's fine. How about your vision? Are you excited to write it? Are you nervous to write it? Are you?
Um, I'm sort of excited. I don't know. Like, I feel like for me, like the more difficult thing is going to be writing goals out of my vision because I feel like I'm really good at like having overarching things I want to accomplish. It's like the
Right.
specifics of how to get there that stress me out. So, like, I'm excited to write my vision. I kind of want to make a vision board because I think that'd be cute. Um,
Awesome.
but yeah,
You should totally make a vision board and bring it to next call and show the group.
okay, I'll do it.
Sounds good. Awesome. Well, if that's it, then thank you for leading us off and sharing first.
Hi,
Nice, stepping up.
I am. I went first last time, so I think it's fair I go second this time.
There you go.
um, okay, so I interviewed my mom, my grandma, my brother, and my sister, and all four of those people are not in Edmonton, so I've really had like not a whole lot of contact with them in the past 4 years. And then I interviewed my roommate, who's my best friend in the city. Um, So I found that everyone was like customized to a certain part of my life. Like my mom was more about my emotions and the overall picture. My grandma was definitely into the horses. My roommate was more into like the working out part of my life, and then my brother like completely never took it seriously, like really sarcastic answers, like he did not want to like put any input in at all. And then my sister was just trying to be really supportive.
Right.
So I found that some of them weren't really that helpful, but that's okay. Um, yeah. So I think like my grandma, my sister, and my mom were the ones that I really took the most out of because they know me the best. And then my girlfriend kind of pushed me to be more of what I want and not what other people want from me. So that was
Right. Awesome. So let's share some specifics then. Maybe from your mom and your grandma, kind of those were
fun.
the better two.
Well, my mom was very like, I didn't see, or I saw all of it coming. Like I kind of knew what she was going to say before she said it. Um, she appreciates like my kindness and self-motivation. She wishes I would appreciate my own judgment more and trust my own judgment. And then things that I should continue. Um, I made a goal to like try new things in the past like year.
Yeah.
So she thinks that I should keep doing that. And where I lose a loss or where I experience a loss of power is anything that I'm emotionally invested in, which made a lot of sense to me because I tend to kind of shut down and like almost don't really want to deal with things if they're a problem.
Right. Have you
Because
heard that before?
yeah, and I know that about myself.
Okay.
I just didn't necessarily know that other people realized it as much as I did. Uh,
Right.
yeah, but
So have you been working on that?
um, yes, when it comes to like certain parts of my life, like
Sure.
at work, definitely. I like to think of it like whatever cause greater than oneself. I try not to let myself get too much involved emotionally for myself. And then when I'm inspired, it's like for the benefit of other people, which made a lot of sense to me because um, I get a loss of power when it's something where I should be putting myself above someone else. I tend to kind of just like ignore it and like do what's best for that person. So yeah, that made a lot of sense to me. It
How did it
wasn't
make you how
coming
did it
out of
make you feel?
what's that?
How did it make you feel?
Um, I don't know. I was like, yeah, okay, I can get that. Like I know that. But it was just kind of weird like talking about it with people. So that was the like the hardest part, I think. But yeah.
Awesome. And have you reflected on it? Have you had time to digest it all? Is there kind of I guess, a game plan, if you will, to anything that?
I think just being more present when it is happening and kind of force myself to deal with it a little bit more. Uh, Whatever, if it's wrong the first few times, at least I'm like trying to deal with it. But yeah, I guess just not like shutting down and like moving on. Uh, just actually paying attention to what's happening and try different approaches, I guess.
Awesome. And what of any question from anyone? What made you feel like the most happiest hearing it?
Um, Probably with my sister. She knows that I love like when I moved up here, I took like Saturday classes doing like leather craft. And I really like it. Like it was so much fun. I didn't think I'd like it. I was in this class with like a bunch of like old people, and they were really good at it. And then there was me with like my little and like my what I'm doing. But I loved it, and yeah, I've been following like this business in the States. So like my sister knows that I'm very passionate about that, and she thinks that I've kind of lost sight in it. So she brought that back a little bit for me, and I don't know, I guess wanted to start that fire for me again. So that was kind of cool.
Did it help? Are you going to get back in it?
Yeah, and like I've been planning
Awesome.
for it, but like I still like, as you know, have a DUI. So I'm getting my license back in June, and it's been the plan all along to go back to it.
Oh,
Um,
gotcha.
yeah, she's just very like supportive that way, and like it was nice for her to, or for me to realize that other people see it too, and that I am very passionate about it, and that is something that I do want in my life. and it was cool to have her like stand behind me and think that that's something that I should do.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Are you going to interview anyone else? Because you said your brother's interview wasn't that great.
I'm gonna tell you what he said. He's like a little shithead. So, what do you most appreciate about me? He said money. When he was like moving out of the city and stuff, he would call me and be like, I can't pay my rent, I need to come home. So I would just send him money and get him home, just I guess to benefit him and get him home. What do you wish I would appreciate more about myself? He said, next question, please. I'm too cocky. And then the area where I experience a loss of power, he thinks that my boyfriends, which is true, but he's just being a jerk.
Yeah.
What do you find challenging about me is I won't move home. He thinks that I've had problems. I mean, when I got my DUI and stuff, he thought I should just move home and like go back with mom and I shouldn't be by myself. And what is one thing you wish for me in the next 3 years? He said he wishes I would be as awesome as he is. But yeah, he also, like, I said, what is one thing you believe I could master in my lifetime? And he actually did say leather, so that was probably the only serious thing he said. So
Yeah.
I didn't take any of it into consideration at all. But yeah, it was definitely the most awkward conversation because I couldn't get him to be serious, and maybe that is his own below the line. So I don't know.
What's your kind of thoughts on the whole experience? Do you like him? Doing him?
With just my brother?
No, just the interviews in general. The interview process.
I like I said, like they were very like customized. I feel where like my grandma just wants me to keep riding and like stay in the horse world, and like so they were all 3 or 4 that I had that I did take from were very like different aspects of my life. So
Right.
it was really cool because I can kind of tie them together where I am self-motivated and I kind of fall below the line in the same points as I would in all aspects. So it was
That's good then. That's good insight. Awesome. And are you excited for the vision?
Yeah.
Excited?
We wrote them at work for Earl, so I wrote like a 2015 and 2016 one for the bar. So yeah, I'm excited to do a personal one for sure.
Awesome. Good.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for sharing, Nicole.
All right, Cody, I guess I'll go next.
Awesome, man. How are you today?
Oh, I'm doing good. I'm doing good. How about yourself?
Doing very well, man.
It's good. Well, yeah, I mean, unfortunately I was only able to do 4 because me and my best friend back home, we couldn't. He's just as busy as I am.
Yeah.
But the 4 that I did do were kind of really important to me. There are people that really knew me since like the beginning of high school, which is where all these changes started in me. And up to now, I still stay in touch with them. 2 of the interviews were my parents. The third one was my best friend that I've known since 9th grade as well. And the last one was actually my ex-girlfriend that I've been with for 4 years. And
Nice.
I chose her because you know, like, we did have a bad breakup, so I guess this was just a way to open up and like have some sort of closure at the end. And since we did spend 4 years together, like, I felt like she knew a lot about me that I kind of just want to see what it is that she did see in the aspect of like me being in a relationship.
Yeah.
And so
good. So it sounds like you got 4 quality interviews. That's good, man. Let's hear about them now. What kind of took you off guard? What kind of was anything like that?
Yeah, like each answer kind of just stuck out to me because like, I found it really funny, especially for the challenging part. Like, what did they most find challenging about me? And it's all of them said that I could be stubborn, that I could be stubborn or come off to be an asshole sometimes in certain aspects. And
Right.
one of them said I bottle up my emotions. So I definitely recognize that. 'Cause sometimes I do tend to just bottle up my emotions, especially at work. And that's when I do happen to just shut down, when I just bottle up my emotions. Because I feel like if I do say something, it'll come out worse than intended. So I kind of just keep myself back, just for the better of myself and for others, so I don't like cause like a bigger scene or something, hurt someone with something that I
How did that
say.
make you feel hearing? How did that make you feel
Uh,
hearing that from four people that know you well and love you and care about you? How'd that make you feel?
at first it made me laugh because like they all like when each of them like answered it, I was like, oh, this person said that same thing. And I just thought it was like really funny, and like thinking about it, I was just like, yeah, I never really like thought about that, and I guess it's just giving me an edge to work on it more, like just to. I guess I don't know how to work on like stubbornness per se, but I guess it just gives me an opportunity to not bottle up my emotions or tend to not come off in certain situations as I don't really care, or because I do that in some situations where I do care, but like I don't want to show it, so I'll just tend to like move away from that situation, like, especially if it's like important. Like me and my best friend, her and I are like we get into like a couple of fights lately, just because we do have feelings for each other, but because we're long distance, like it's just not gonna happen. And so like her like starting to talk to her ex, like she's just like, well, do you think we should stop talking? And I say, I mean, honestly, I really don't care. Like I can't really do anything about it. 4 hours away. So it's just your choice. Like if you want to stop talking, okay, that's it. And so she comes off saying that I don't care at all about the situation. It's not really that. Like it's just I guess the way that I come off about it, saying that I don't care because I do, but I don't have that much, I guess, power to do anything about it since I'm 4 hours away and stuff. I guess that
Right.
was one example that I can think of.
No, and that's good.
And
And the understanding and being able to communicate and use your words should be in your game plan moving forward.
right, yeah, I guess
Because it's
yeah, definitely looking at a different way of how I could come off to people in some situations.
because I know
It's
it's
definitely a
probably
way I
not
could
just
work
me,
on.
but by this when you're speaking about even the situation, you can tell you care about it. You can tell you care
Hmm.
about this girl, and you just need to be able to learn and know that you need to express that.
Right. Yeah, but it's hard sometimes, like because like, you see it one way, it's like, but there's no way that it could happen because like I don't know. It'll be a lot different if I were home, obviously, because like I'll be able to talk with her about it and like show expression. But being here and her like 4 hours away, like there's not much I can do at all. 'Cause I'm still here for like another year or maybe even more. Like, who knows?
Yeah.
So, but I mean, we're better now. Like we're still just like talking as if we were best friends from before, and just not letting that get in the way of things.
What else did it?
And
What else? So that was one thing. Is
another
there? Yeah. Go ahead.
the what I most appreciate about myself, what people wish I appreciate about myself. The each of them had like different answers. Um, my ex told me that I should appreciate my personality more, and my best friend said I should appreciate how smart I am. My mother said I should appreciate my potential in everything, and then my dad said that I should appreciate my confidence, my self esteem. And like, these
How'd
were all
that play
things that
out?
I kind of. It was definitely an eye opener. Yeah, they have been things that I've been less appreciative about myself since like high school, since middle school. I just never really thought about it myself in those ways that I could I could exceed my potential. I could have more confidence in myself, that I do have a good personality, and that I could be as smart as I want to be. And up to now, like, I have been striving for those, but not as much as I want to now after hearing these interviews. And now at work, I am exceeding to my potential, like taking opportunities and everything that I can, anything that the chefs are asking me to do. I go in with confidence, knowing that I can go to any station that's going down, like, help them back up, whether it's build times or organization or, just getting their stock up. And my personality, I'm talking to a lot more people now. 'Cause during the summer, like when her and I did break up, I kind of felt like I just wasn't good enough at all. Because after a bad breakup, everyone tends to have that feeling. And so now I am just, I guess, mingling around more with people, like at school, at work, even with strangers. Like I'll just in the elevator, I'll just say something and stepping out of that comfort zone, just talking. And I'm definitely striving more in school now. For sure, getting all my homework done, reading and studying, especially studying. So
Awesome. So you took the upgrades and you're running with them. This is awesome, man.
yeah, definitely taking advantage now. Now that I see what I have been lacking, and all I can do is just grow from it.
What was the best thing that you heard from anyone during the process?
I guess it would be from my ex-girlfriend. What do you think I could master in my lifetime? And she said I could be a great father and a great husband. And that was one thing I never really thought about. Never thought about like in the future, because I do want to have a family and stuff, but I never thought like if I would be good or like what kind of father I'd be or what kind of husband I'd be. And when she said that I'd be a great husband, like a great father, kind of just like it struck me like, well, I never felt that way, or someone else seeing me that way. Never strung up conversation about it, like how it would be, so to say, in the future. And I guess that just gave me a goal to keep, like for my personal great father and like great husband in the future if I happen to be. And yeah, that's probably the one that stuck out the most to me.
That's good, and that's awesome coming from an ex-girlfriend. It still must have been. Still must have those like feelings of a great relationship with you, and that she can see you having another great relationship. So take that as well and use that in your life.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. How about the vision? Are you excited to write it? Are you nervous? Are you scared?
Nervous, yeah, definitely nervous because not even I myself don't even know like what to write yet. But I'm excited to write down whatever comes to mind, whatever comes out of the heart.
And that's exactly it. I think you just write and write and write, and whatever comes from the heart, just put it down on paper. Don't worry about writing this vision, that you're writing it the right way, or that what people are going to think about it. It's all about you and what you want out of your life and what you want to accomplish. So I love how you said write it from the heart.
Right. Thank you.
Awesome, man. Thanks for sharing.
All right, no problem. Thank you.
Hey, Cody.
Hey, dude, how are you?
All right, still recovering from the Leaders Awards a bit, but
Yeah, me too.
getting there.
Yeah,
Yeah, bit of a slow start to the morning.
totally.
Yeah, I interviewed both my parents, my two housemates, and the girl I'm sort of seeing at the moment, which was kind of an interesting spread of people because I don't really see my parents. I lived away from them for nearly 8 years now, and we see them once every couple of years, kind of thing. So obviously, I've changed a lot since probably I've lived with them and seen them regularly. One of my housemates I've known since I was about 15, so I kind of grew up with him, and then he moved over here as well. And then the two other people I've only known for a couple of years, so kind of seeing the different spread across, and it's actually interesting to see how similar a lot of their responses were, even though they're from different sections and eras of my life.
Yeah.
So it was cool. It was weird. It was definitely sort of awkward sometimes and hard to ask some of the questions, but yeah, I think it was a cool experience still.
What were some of the great things that you heard about yourself that hopefully you'll be able to take the upgrade, use them moving forward, how you occur for others, and when you write this vision, make sure it shows up there.
Yeah, everyone sort of acknowledged that, yeah, like I love to take on a lot of challenges, and a lot of people saw that as well when I experienced a loss of power, in that I try to take on too much sometimes and end up, wearing myself out and sort of shutting down. But that, I do like to always have lots of challenges on the go and complete those, and that's when I'm sort of most inspired, is when I'm ticking off these challenges that I set for myself and trying new things. And I'll wake up one morning and just be like, I'm doing this now, or I'm buying one of these, and doing that. So it was nice to see people sort of acknowledge that, and yeah, they kind of everyone sort of said that that's when they see me light up, is when I'm taking on a new challenge or completing a challenge. It's become this different person and really happy. So that was really cool.
But you also said some of them said it the exact opposite, where when you have too many challenges, that's when you kind of experience the loss of power.
The same people kind of said it's one of the things that they appreciate about me, but also that sometimes that's when I can experience lots of power, is by taking on too much. Like I like to keep busy, I like that. And it's funny, my mum actually said that I used to do it as even like a small child. I'd go full pelt all day long for one day, and running around doing so much stuff. And then the next day I'd be crying and shutting down and angry and yelling at people and punching walls, and just because I'd wear myself completely out. And she said that, yeah, she's seen that kind of as I've grown up, and obviously to a different level. I don't think I have little tantrums anymore and punch the walls, but the way that, yeah, I'll run myself so hard and then sort of end up shutting down because I just get so physically and mentally exhausted that I don't have time for those relationships. I'm really short with people and get angry.
That's awesome feedback from both ends, because now you know what's most inspired, but you got to figure out where that fine line is, and how many challenges you can take on and still be happy.
Yeah, it was funny. My housemate that's only known me for it's like a year and a half or something now. One of his big feedback things was finding balance in my life, and so I saw how that kind of tied in with that of being able to sort of stretch myself out, do all these challenges and do everything I want to do, but also find time for myself and find time to balance that with my relationships and not just go full pelt and wear myself out.
Awesome. So I think that'll be an awesome thing for you, is in your goals and in your vision, make sure there's a piece about balance. Excuse me. Was there anything that really made you uncomfortable hearing or caught you off guard?
Actually, a few people said it, particularly my parents, was that I find most challenging about me is the sort of low priority I give to family and relationships a lot of the time, which is, it's obviously not easy to hear. I definitely like to do a lot and I like to be active, but as far as feelings and relationships go, it's something that I've always sort of put on the back burner a bit. And you can see just in their responses how that affected them emotionally, that they won't necessarily call home as much or reply to them, and not just to my parents, but to my sister and uncles and things like that I deal with away, and so I don't see these people a lot. And I could see that it sort of emotionally affected them, and that I haven't spent enough time or set aside enough time for my relationships with those people. Just not easy to hear, but it's something that's it's good to hear, so I can realize that I do need to put aside more time for those.
That's good. You like your voice kind of lowered, and your kind of expression kind of lowered there. Like you can see it kind of. I don't know if it hurts you, but it made you saddened a little bit talking about it.
Yeah, it's not easy to hear from your parents that.
But you've heard it now, and it's all about moving forward and what that looks like. So, put together something around that.
Sure. Yeah, I kind of started jotting down some things for visions, and that was definitely something that I want to work towards. Kind of strengthening those relationships, and me and my sister used to have a really good relationship. But me moving away, it's I haven't spoken to her in probably a year now, which we haven't had a fight or anything. It's just we both have, live on opposite sides of the world and have busy lives, and we just don't take that time to kind of find out where each other's at.
Right. Yeah. Well, you can change that moving forward, and
Yeah.
that's an easy thing to work on, so that's good. Did you enjoy the process? Did you see the value in it?
Yeah, definitely. It was, like I said, it was weird, and it was definitely hard to hear some of the things, but it was already like there was, some things that I straight away wanted to impact and change, which was good. Like everyone sort of said that what was it, what I could appreciate more about myself across the board was that, I am a sensitive, caring person, that I kind of shut that out and tend to be a bit of a robot, and so methodical about stuff I do, but not really caring about things I do. But if they see that I am actually a caring person, I need to sort of open up with that. So yeah, I thought that one was really helpful, especially seeing it come from my guy mates. Even said that to a girl that involved with, and from my parents. So to see that across the board, that everyone's like, we do see you as a really caring person, but you don't see yourself as that. So yeah, I think there's definitely a lot that I can take out of it, and a lot that I can work on from hearing things. It's interesting to see how you appear to others.
Awesome. Very cool. Yeah, it sounds like you got some great insight from doing it. So it'll help you kind of get clear, hopefully, what you want in your life and how you're going to write your vision and where your goals come from and stuff. So it's awesome.
Yeah.
And are you happy or nervous? Excited, scared to write the vision?
I'm excited. Like Kate was saying, I think it's going to be easier to write the visions than the goals. There's a lot of things that I want to do, and these big, broad kind of plans. As far as actually putting a date on those, and breaking it down into how I'm going to achieve those things more, it's going to be tougher. But there's a lot of things floating around in my head of, I want to do this, and I want to go there, and I need to do this, and I got to do all this. So I think the vision of what I want as an overall thing is going to be easier. Actually specifying in 3 years on this date I want to have this. It's going to be when it comes challenging.
Good. It'll be a good challenge. I'm excited for all of you, and I'm excited to hear your visions next call. It's probably my most best part of doing this program is listening to when you guys have written these visions. And I think I don't know if I said it on this call, but I remember last time when I did this series and coached it, it's like we had people break down in tears of joy when they this is the first time they've really shared this vision and where they see themselves. And like I said, this is your customized vision. Some people had a 4-page vision, and there was they nailed everything they wanted in life, but it's totally up to you what you want. And I'll send you a quick email at the end of this, kind of with my prelude about how to kind of get your vision started and what type of things to focus on. So I'll send that out. So hopefully that'll help you. That's kind of it for the call. Make sure you visit my URLs. So there's the vision, the declarations, that kind of stuff. Get the ball started with that. I think a check-in would be good on this one. Just maybe check in a week. If you want to pair up and you two girls want to send each other a quick email or give each other a call or do a Google Hangout and just check in and see how the vision's going. It's just be there to support one another, because that's what this is about. So if you don't have any other questions or comments, that's the call for today. So again, like always, thank you so much for sharing, and I love this journey and your insight. And like I said, I'm excited for you guys to write this vision and write these goals and share them next time. So thank you very much, everyone. Have an awesome day.